Dear students, welcome to the video past examination paper solving IGCSE Mathematics 0580 October-November 2022 paper 4-2. Okay, the first question of the paper, part AI, it says, at the football club season tickets are sold for seated areas and standing areas. The cost of season tickets are in the ratio seated to standing is 5 to 3. The cost of a season ticket for a standing area is $45. Find the cost of a season ticket for the seated area. So it's a simple ratio. Now for the seated area to standing, the ratio is 5 to 3, and 45 is the standing area, so it is corresponding to $345. Now x is the unknown actual value for the seated area. So doing cross multiplication, it will be 5 times 45 divided by 3, which gives you $75. So the answer is 75. It says in for the second part, in 2021, the value of the team's players was $2.65 million. It says in 2022, this value has decreased by 12%. Find the value in 2022. So the total is 100%. 12% has been deducted. So 100% minus 12%, which is the decrease amount. So it is 88%. So 88% will remain. So you simply multiply 88% times 2.65, which will be giving you 2.332. So $2.332 million is the answer for the second part. For the third part, it says the number of people at a football match is 1455. This is 6.25% of the total number of people allowed in the stadium. Find the total number of people allowed in the stadium. Now, so it's again ratio 6.25 is corresponding to 1455. Now you are looking for the total number of people allowed in the stadium. So it is your unknown. So x will be 100 times 1455 over 6.25, which will be 23,280. So the answer is 23,280. Now, for the fourth part, it says the average attendance increased exponentially by 4% each year for the 3 years from 2016 to 2019. In 2019, the average attendance was 1631. Find the average attendance for 2016. As it says, increase exponentially, so compound interest formula must be implemented. In 2016, the number of people is unknown, but into the 2019 it was 1631. So is equal to, you can write p or x multiplied by 1 plus, because there is an increase of 4% per year from 2016 to 2019. The period is 3 years. So in order to find p, 1631 must be divided by 1 plus 4 over 100 to the power of 3, which will give you 1450. So this is the answer for the fourth part. Part B, it says another club sells season tickets for individuals and for families. In 2018, the number of season tickets sold is in the ratio family to individual 2 to 7. The number of family season tickets sold is X. Write an expression in terms of X for the number of individual season tickets sold. So family to I write I individual, so is in the ratio 2 over 7. Now it says the family tickets is X. So for the family I put X. Now for individuals is asked. So in order to find the question mark, you multiply 7 by X, cross multiplication, then divided by 2. So the answer is 7X over 2. Now it says in 2019 the number of family season tickets sold increased by 12. So in 2018 was X. So in 2019 it becomes X plus 12, and the number of individual season tickets sold decreases by 26. So individual tickets was 7X over 2 found in the previous part. So 26 is actually deducted, so it will be 7X over 2 minus 26 in 2019. It says in 2019 the number of individual season tickets sold is 3 times. So individual tickets, which is 7X over 2 minus 26, is equal to 3 times the family tickets. So in 2019, so X plus 12. Then it says write an expression in X and solve it in order to find the number of family tickets sold in 2018, which is X. So in order to get rid of 2, I multiply all by 2. It will become 7X minus 52. It will become 2 times 3 is 6. Then multiply by X. It will become 6X plus 6 times 12, which is 72. I transfer to the left hand side. 7X minus 6X is X. Then 52 will be added to 72. It will become then 124 as the value of X. So it is 124. Question number 2, it says all the lengths in this question are measured in centimeters. So the diagram shows a solid cuboid with a square base. It says the volume V centimeter cubed of the cuboid is V x squared times 9 minus x. You already know that the volume of cuboid is length, width, height. So x times 9 minus x. So which becomes x squared times 9 minus x, giving you the volume of this solid cuboid. The table shows some values of V for x between 0 and 9 inclusive. So all the numbers are written other than 2. If you replace 2 times 2 to the power of 2, 4. Then 9 minus 2, 7. 4 times 7, 28 is the answer for the first part. It says on the grid on the opposite page, draw the graph of V is equal to x squared times 9 minus x for x between 0 and 9 inclusive. To save time, I already constructed. You just mark these points on the grid, then you join them, and we know that each small block in vertical line represents 2 units, because 0 to 10 has been subdivided into 5 small squares. So 10 divided by 5, 2. It means that each small block is 2 units. 0 0 1 8, for example 0 is 0 is here, 1 8 means 4 small squares. You should go up 1 2 3 4, it will become 8. Next one, 2 and 28. So 2, so each small square represents 2 units, so 2 units below 30, which is 28, so on and so forth. So continue to draw the graph. Then third part says find the values of x when the volume of the cuboid is 44. So volume is represented by the vertical line. So 44, you need to construct a vertical line from 44, which is here. Yes. Then see where it cuts. One here. According to my graph, one of them is 2. Each one is representing 0.2, so it is 2.246, between 2.6 and 2.8. It is almost 2.7 for the smaller one, almost, and for the larger one it is between 8.2 and 8.4, 8.3. 8.3. These are the values shown in my graph. It says show that the total surface area of the cuboid is 36x minus 2x squared. We know that total surface area is the sum of all faces. Now you have 1 square as the base. I write here area of the square is x times x, or x squared. So you have 2 such squares, so it will be 2x squared, plus area of this face will be length width, so it will become x times 9 minus x. So you have 2 on the right and left, so you write actually all 4 are identical, because the area of this face also is x times 9 minus x, so I multiply by 4, so it will become 2x squared plus 4x times 9, 36, x minus 4x squared, so it will become 36x minus 2x squared. So I write the answer here, 36x minus 2x squared as the total surface area. It says find the surface area when the volume of the cuboid is maximum. So first we need to find where the volume is maximum. Volume is maximum when x is 6. It corresponds to 6. So 6 should be replaced in the surface area formula that we found. There is no need to calculate again, just replace in the surface area formula that we just found in the previous part. So 36 times 6 minus 2 times 6 squared, giving you an answer of 144 centimeters squared. Question number 3, it says Kai and Anne carry out a survey on the distances traveled in kilometers by 200 cars. Kai completes this frequency table for the data collected. So in the first row, you see the distance in kilometers, and the frequency is in the second row. It says calculate an estimate of the mean. In order to find mean for group data, first we need to find the mid value of each interval. So it is 90, between 80 plus 100 divided by 2, 90. Then this one, 100 plus 150 divided by 2, 125. This one, 175. This 250. And for this one it will be 350. So each mid value is multiplied by the corresponding frequency. 7 times 90 plus 33 times 125 plus 76 times 175 plus 52 times 250 plus 32 times 350, then divided by sum of frequencies, which is the total number of cars given in the question, 200. So the answer will become 211.275 for the first. 211.275. Now it says on uses this frequency table for the same data. There is a different interval for the final group. As you see, in final group, is 300 to 400 for the first person. For the second person, is 300 to 360. It says without calculating an estimate of the mean for this data, find the difference between Anne's and Kai's estimate of the mean. You must show all your working. Listen guys, in order to find the mean here, likewise, you know what exactly we did in the previous part, you need to find the mid value of this interval, this interval, this interval, then multiply by corresponding frequency. So until here your calculation is the same, until you know this interval. But for the last interval, here the mid value is 350, but here the mid value is 330. 330. So here 32 is multiplied by 350, but here 32 is multiplied by 330. So 32 multiplied by 350 for the first one, because we are looking for the difference. So for the second percent, 32 is multiplied by 330. Then which is equal to it will be 640. So it is the difference between the sum of values. But we know that in order to find the mean, you should divide by 200. So this is divided by 200. Then it will be giving you 3.2 as the difference between their estimates. Next part says a histogram is drawn showing the information in Kai's frequency table. The height of the block for the interval 200 to 300 is 2.6. Calculate the height of the block for each of the following intervals. Listen, in order to construct a histogram, you need to find frequency density. So I write here frequency density is the ratio of frequency over class width. Okay, for the first one, a frequency which is 7 divided by class width. Class width is the difference between upper and lower boundaries, so it will be 7 over 20. And next one will become 33 over the difference between 150 and 100 is 50. Then next one will be 76 over again 50. Here will become 52 over 100, and here will be 32 over 100. So these are frequency densities. But it says for class 200 to 300, 200 to 300, which is here, the frequency density is 0.52. 0.52 is the frequency density. Frequency density is 0.52 for this interval, for 200 to 300. But it says the height of the block is 2.6. If you notice, 2.6 divided by 0.52 is 5. It means that all frequency densities are multiplied by 5 because they proportionally actually increase or decrease in the same ratio. So it is multiplied by 5. So in your histogram, all should be multiplied by 5 as well. Now for what intervals is as 80 to 100? 80 to 100 is this interval. So if you multiply by 5, 7 over 20 times 5, it will become 1.75 for 150 to 100. So if you multiply by 5, it will become 7.6. I write here. And the last interval, frequency density is 32 over 100, then multiply by 5, it will become 1.6. 1.6. Part B, it says one car is picked at random. Find the probability that the car has traveled more than 300 kilometers. So if you take a look at the frequency table, it says more than 300 kilometers. So 32 cars out of 200 have traveled more than 300. So 32 divided by 200, both are divisible by 8, so it will become 4 over 25. So the answer is 4 over 25. It says two of the 200 cars are picked at random. It says find the probability that both cars have traveled 150 kilometers or less. So 150 or less. So these two intervals will be considered. So 150 will be 33 plus 7, which is 40 over 200 for the first car, but one car has been removed from the list. So for the second will be 39, because out of 41 is removed. Then 39 out of, then this time 199. So it simplifies to 39 over 995. It says one car has traveled more than 200, so more than 200, and the other has traveled less, traveled 100 kilometers or less. So more than 200. More than 200 is 52 plus 32. It will be 84. 84 and 100 less will be 7. So 84 over 200 times 7, but over, because one car from the total has been removed. 200 instead, it will become 199. So it will become 147 over 4975. Next question, question number 4. It says describe fully a single transformation that maps shape A onto shape B. As you see, shape A onto shape B, you have two shapes of the same size, so the dimensions have no changes in size. Orientation didn't change, but simply the position has changed. So it is translation. So translation. Now, but for translation, vector should be mentioned. As you see, for example, consider 2 points and 1 point and its image. From -3 to 4, you have 7 units toward right, and 6 to -2, 8 units down. So vector is 7, +7, and -8. So it has 2 marks, so 2 points are correctly mentioned. Then shape A to shape onto shape C. A to C, you see clearly that size has no changes, but orientation has changed. So it shows a rotation. Rotation. To get 3 marks, 2 more mention, 2 more points must be mentioned. A name has been correctly mentioned, so you need to find center of rotation and angle of rotation. In order to find center of rotation, you join 1 point and corresponding image, 1 point and its image, 1 here. For example, I choose also this. Then draw perpendicular bisector. In order to draw perpendicular bisector, for example, for this line segment, you using a compass, you draw one arc here, then another arc here, then here. Likewise for the other one. Then the point they meet each other will be these arcs meet each other. If you join them, it will be giving you perpendicular bisector. Likewise for the other one, it will become such a line. Almost. I cannot use compass here. So they will meet each other here at point 0 and 8. So center will be point 0 and 8. Now, next point to be mentioned is angle of rotation. In order to find angle of rotation, choose 1 point and its image, then join them to the center. As you see, this angle, which is 90 degree, and it has been rotated in this direction. So it will be 90 degree, which is anti-clockwise. Next one says shape A to shape D. For shape A to shape D, you see that size has changed, so it shows enlargement. Enlargement. For enlargement, you should mention center and factor. Now, in order to find center of enlargement, draw and join one point as image. Now, one here, then another, for example, these two. As you see, if you construct for the other points, 2 is enough. They will meet each other at point -1 and -4. So center of enlargement is point -1 and -4. But enlargement factor, as you see, for example, this to this, these two corresponding sides, image is half of the original. So scale factor or K is 1/2. But as they are both on the same side of the enlargement center, so it will become +1/2. If one of them is, for example, on one side of the center, the other an image is in the other side, you should put a negative here. But here, as you see, they are both above the center of enlargement, so it is 1/2, +1/2. Next part B, it says on the grid, draw the image of shape A after reflection in the line x plus y is equal to x plus 8. Y is equal to x plus 8, you can construct a table. For example, if you put 0, it will be 8. If you put 8, instead of y, instead of y I put, for example, 0, it will become -8. So 2.08 and -8 and 0, 0.8, -8 and 0. This is the line to be constructed, and you are supposed to draw the shape of image of shape A. So now draw a line toward this line, y is equal to x plus 8. Then of the same distance, move to the other side. For example, image of this point will be on -2 and 5. Image of this point, it will remain the same. This point will come here. This one will come here. Then one of them will be here. One point will be here. Then one point here. One point will be at -2, 3, -4, +3. Then let me check again if it's complete. One here, this one will become here, so it will become, yes, like this. Let me change the color. This one will be the image. Yes, but using a ruler, it should be constructed. Question number 5, the diagram shows the speed time graph for part of a journey for two vehicles, a car and a bus. As you see, you have a speed and time graph. For the car, you have acceleration from 0 to 18 seconds, then it's a constant speed. But for the bus, it travels with a constant speed of meter per second. It's a calculate the acceleration of the car during the first 18 seconds. In a speed time graph, acceleration is represented by the gradient because changing speed over changing time. So changing speed 10 to 24 will be 14, changing time over 18, which simplifies to 7 over 9. So 7 over 9 meter per second square. Part 2 is this, in the first 40 seconds, the car traveled 134 meters more than the bus. Calculate the constant speed v for the bus. We know that area under the graph in a speed and time graph shows the total distance traveled. Let's first find the total distance traveled by the car. So it's a trapezium here, rectangle and trapezium. So you can first find this rectangle. The area will be here 18 to 40, it will be 22. So it will be 24 times 22. So 24 multiplied by 22, the first actually shape, 22 times 24. And for this trapezium, this side is 10, this side is 24, so it would be 18. Say 10 plus 24 divided by 2, the sum of bases, parallel bases, 0 to 10, here 24, divide by 2 multiplied by height. Height is the distance between the two parallel bases. So 0 to 18, which is multiplied by 18. So the total distance traveled, let me calculate. So here 24 times 22, which is 528, plus 10 plus 24 will be 34, divided by 2, 17. 17 times 18, which is 306. So plus 528 will be giving you 834 meter is the total distance traveled by the car. It says in the first 40 seconds the car traveled 134 more than the bus. So for the bus, it will become 834 minus 100 because bus is less, 134 meters less, so it will be 700. So it means that the area for the bus graph should become 700. So it means 40 as the length times width, which is v. 40 times v should become 700. So v is 700 over 40. 70 divided by 4, giving you 17.5 meter per second. So it is 17.5. Now, it says a train takes 10 minutes and 30 seconds to travel 16,240 meters. Calculate the average speed of the train, give you answer in kilometer per hour. So you have 16 to 40, which is 10 minutes, so it will be 10.5. Now, it is meter, it is minutes. Now, we are supposed to convert to kilometer per hour. In order to convert meter per kilometer, so 16 to 140 divided by 1000, because each meter is 1000 of kilometers, but minute 10.5 minute 10.5. In order to convert to hour, we know that each hour is 60 minutes, so it will be divided by 60. If you simplify, it will become 92 and 4 over 592 4 over 5 kilometer per hour. Next question, it says solve part A, solve for x plus 15 is equal to 9. It's a simple linear equation. 15 is transferred to the other side, it will become negative 6, so x will be negative 6 over 4 or negative 3 over 2 or negative 1.5, negative 3 over 2. It says factorize, it is the third identity, so you can write it a squared minus 3 squared, which factorize into a minus 3, a plus 3, a minus 3, a plus 3. Next one, it says write as a single fraction in the simplest form. So in order to convert division to multiplication, you reciprocal the next one, 380. I simplify as much as possible, it is 5. A cancel out. So it is divisible by 5, 1, divisible by 2. So nothing is left. 2 times 4 will be 8c and 3d. 8c over 3d. Now, next one, it says 5 to the power of n plus 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 5 to the power of n is equal to 5 to the power of m. It says write and find an expression for m in terms of n. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5, I factor, it will become 5 to the power of n is equal to 5 to the power of m. Now 5 means 5 to the power of 1, so you can add powers. 5 to the power of n plus 1 is equal to 5 to the power of m. Two indices are equal, bases are the same, so powers should be the same. So m is equal to n plus 1, n plus 1. It says solve by factorization. Now, to factorize such quadratics, first you multiply 4 by negative 5, which is negative 20. Leading coefficient multiplied by the constant term, negative 20. Now we are looking for two numbers which add up to 8 and have a product of negative 20. So the two numbers are 10 and negative 2. 10 and negative 2, because 10 plus negative 2 is 8. 10 times negative 2 is negative 20. So 4x squared. Now instead of 8x, I split it using these numbers. So I write plus 10x minus 2x, because 10x minus 2x will become 8x. Then I write the rest. So 2x is common for the first one. It will become 2x plus 5. And here negative can be factored. It will become 2x plus 5 is equal to 0. 2x plus 5 are the same, so 2x minus 1 is equal to 0. Now 1 by 1 I solve. 2x plus 5 is equal to 0. 2x minus 1 is equal to 0. This one will be giving you negative 5 over 2, and this one will be giving you positive 1 over 2 as the final answer. Now part Fi. It says y is directly proportional to x plus 3 cubed. So when y is directly proportional to something, y is equal to k x plus 3 cubed. It says x is 2, y is 13.5. I replace to find the constant of the variation. So k and 2 plus 3 to the power of 3. Then k will be equal to 13.5 divided by 5 to the power of 3. So it will become 13.5 over 125. Let me calculate. 13.5 divided by 125. It is 0.108. So the formula is y is equal to k, which is 0.108 x plus 3 cubed. It says find x when y is 108. So 108 is equal to 0.108 times x plus 3 cubed. I divide both sides by 0.108. So it will become 1108 divided by 0.108. It will become 1000 is equal to x plus 3 cube. So I take a third root from both sides. So it becomes 10 is equal to x plus 3. So x will be 7 then. Next, what a long question. It says that g is inversely proportional to the square of d. So it means that g is inversely proportional to square of d. So d squared. Then it says when d is halved, the value of g is multiplied by a factor n. Now find n. Now it says when d is halved, it means that d is replaced by 1 over 2d squared. Then g is multiplied by a factor n. So I can write k 1 over 2d squared. It will become 1 over 4d squared. So it will become, if you do far near, it will become 4k over d squared. If you see, k over d squared was g, original g, but you have a coefficient of 4. It means that g is multiplied by 4. So n is 4. Next part G, says expand and simplify. So if you multiply, it will become 2x squared. First, the first two brackets, then multiply by the third bracket. 2x squared minus 2x plus minus 2x plus 3x. 2x squared minus 2x plus 3x minus 3. Then this to be multiplied by x plus 3, it will become 2x cubed minus 2x squared plus 3x squared minus 3x plus 6x squared minus 6x plus 9x minus 9, which simplifies to 2x cubed. You have like terms, 3 minus 2x squared, so plus 6, it will become 7x squared. So these are the like terms. 6 minus 6x minus 3x plus 9x cancel out each other. So just negative 9 will be left. So it will become 2x cubed plus 7x squared minus 9. It says find the derivative of this function. So it's a simple polynomial, dy dx or y prime. It is multiplied by power. 1 is deducted from the power. It will become 6x. Plus differentiation of kx is k, so it will become 4. Differentiation of constant terms is 0, so it will become 6x plus 4 as the final answer for question 6. Question number 7, it says calculate the angle QPR. You have a triangle QPR is this angle. Now, as all three sides are known, you should use cosine rule in order to find the unknown angle. So cosine rule should be written for this side, opposite side of the unknown angle. So it will become 38.2 squared is equal to 39.4 squared plus 46.5 squared minus twice the product of the two sides times cosine of angle P. So I transfer to the other side. 2 times 39.4 46.5 its point. Cosine of P is 39.4 plus 46.5 squared minus 38.2 squared. So I divide both sides by this number, then I take cosine inverse. So P will be equal to cosine inverse of 39.4 squared plus 46.5 squared minus 38.2 squared. over 2 times 39.4 times 46.5, which is equal to 52 degree. 52 degree is the answer for the first part. It says find the shortest distance from Q to PR. Shortest distance is always perpendicular distance from Q to PR. You construct a perpendicular line. So this is what I label it H. QH is asked. So you have a right angle triangle, you have this angle which is 52. So you can use, and this is a hypotenuse. So QH, you can use sine for angle 52. You can say sine of 52 is opposite, which is QH, over hypotenuse, which is 46.5. So QH will be equal to 46.5 times sine of 52, which is 36.6 centimeters. B. It says the diagram shows a cuboid. You have the dimensions. It says calculate the length of AG. Length of AG is this diagonal. Now, sorry, close this window. Okay. Now, to find AG, we use Pythagoras theorem in 3 dimensions. So, AG squared is equal to 29 squared plus 21 squared plus 20 squared. Then AG will be equal to 41, correct to 3 significant figures, 41 centimeters. Next part is to calculate the angle between AG and the base. Listen guys, angle between AG, this diagonal, and the base is actually the diagonal of the base. It means this is the angle to be found. You have a right angle triangle here, you have hypotenuse, you have opposite side which is 20. So you can, I label this angle, for example, theta. I can write sine of theta is equal to opposite, which was 20, over hypotenuse, which is 41, we just found. So theta will be equal to sine inverse of 20 over 41, which is 29.2 degrees, this angle. Part C, the diagram shows the positions of a lighthouse L and the 2 ships K and M, which are here. The bearing of L from K is 155. The bearing of L from K, so north of K, clockwise. So this is the angle, which is 155. Now the bearing of K from M is 010, K from M, so this angle is 10 degree, and angle KML is 96. It says find the bearing of bearing and distance of ship M from lighthouse L. So I construct north of L. Bearing of M from L is this angle, and also the distance is asked. Okay. Now let's see what angles can be found. So this angle, guys, these two are interior angles, so you can say this angle is 180 minus 155, which is 25 degree. Then this angle, these two are interior, so this angle is 170. so you can find this angle. So if you subtract from 360 minus 170 minus 155 is 35. So you can find this angle now. 35 plus 96 subtracting from 180 will become 49. So this angle is 49. So this angle is 25, so you can find this angle is 360 minus 25 minus 49. So 360 minus 25 minus 49 is equal to 286 is the bearing. And as it is already 3 digits, there is no need to add a 0 before. Now ML. In order to find ML, you can use sine rule. ML, let me make it smaller to have picture. ML over sine of opposite side, which is 35, is equal to 112 divided by sine of 90 degree. So after doing cross multiplication, it will become 64 point almost 6 kilometers. So the answer is 64.6 kilometers. Question number 8, it says AB is a line with midpoint M, A is a 2, 3, M is a 12 and 7, find the coordinates of B. So let B be, for example, X and Y. So we know that X plus 2 divided by 2 is the midpoint, which is 12. So 24, then if you do cross multiplication, X will be 22. The same for Y, so Y plus Y of B plus Y of A, which is 3, divided by 2 should be 7. 7 times 2, 14, minus 3, 11. So it is 11. So coordinates of point B. It says show that the equation of the perpendicular bisector of AB is 2y plus 5x is 74. Okay, perpendicular bisector of AB. So gradient of AB is y2 minus y1, so 11 minus 3 over 22 minus 2, which is 8 over 20 divided by 4, 2 over 5. So gradient of perpendicular will be minus 5 over 2. So we have the gradient of perpendicular, coordinates of the midpoint, which is 12 and 7. So I write y is equal to minus 5 over 2x plus c. Now I replace the midpoint. So 7 is equal to minus 5 over 2 times 12 plus c. It will become 5 times 12, 60 minus 30. So c will be 37. So y will be equal to minus 5 over 2x plus 37. Now it contains no fraction, so I multiply by 2. 2y is equal to minus 5 x plus 74. I transfer to the other side to make it of the form given in the question. Next part, part C. It says the perpendicular bisector of AB means this passes through the point N of coordinates 2 and N. Find the value of N. So you have X to find Y, replace. So 2N plus 5 times 2 is 74. 5 times 2, 10. 10, it will be 64. 2N will become 64. So N will be 32. It says A, M, and N. A, here for example, A, B, it is the midpoint, and it is N. They make a triangle, find the area. Listen, n is on perpendicular bisector, so it means that MN and MA is a right angle. So if you find distance of AM using distance formula and distance of NM, so you will have height and base. So you can multiply and divide by 2. AM will be 12 minus 2 plus 7 minus 3. 12 minus 2 plus 7 minus 3 squared, x2 minus x1 plus y2 minus y1, and nm. N is of coordinates 2 and 32, and m is 12 and 7. Let me write m here, 12 and 7. So nm will be 12 minus 2 squared plus 32 minus 7 squared. 12 minus 2, 37 minus 32 minus 7, and yes. Now if you find the lengths, so area will be equal to half of AM times NM, which will be equal to 145. It says on the diagram, sketch a graph of y is equal to sine of x from 0 to 360. Sine at 0 is 0. Now I divide into pi over 2, 3 pi over 2. At pi over 2 it is 1. Let me, okay. Pi over, at pi over 2 is 1, at pi is 0, at 3 pi over 2 is negative 1, at 360 is 0 again. So it will be such a curve. Now it says solve the equation 5 sine of x plus 4 is equal to 0. So sine of x will be equal to negative 4 over 5. So x will be equal to sine inverse of negative 4 over 5. So I take sine inverse of negative 4 over 5. Sine inverse, it will become negative 53.13 degree. But it's not within the range. So we know that 180 minus 153.13 also gives you another angle with the same sign. So 180 minus 180, which becomes plus 53.13 is 233.13. Then you can add or subtract 360. For example, for this angle, if you add or subtract 360, it will be beyond the range, but for this angle, plus 360, it will give you another number with the same sign within the range. 0.13 is 306.87. So the two numbers are 233.13 and 306.87 are the two answers for this question. It says the lengths, part A, the lengths of the sides of a triangle are 11.4, 14.8, and 15.7. All correct to one decimal place. Calculate the upper bound of the perimeter. So in order to find upper bound of perimeter, first you are required to find the upper bound of each side. Do not find perimeter then upper bound. First find upper bound of each side. Upper bound of this, it will be 11.45. This one will be 14.85. This one will be 15.75. Now the perimeter will be sum of upper bounds of the sides. plus 15.75, which is 42.05. Next question says the diagram shows a circle radius 15.6 centimeters. The angle of the minor sector is 150 degrees. Calculate the area of the minor sector. So area will be equal to 150 over 360 times the total area, because it's 150 out of 360 is the corresponding fraction. Pi area of circle pi r squared, which is 15.6 squared, which is equal to 319 centimeter squares. Part C, it says the diagram shows a circle radius r and the minor sector angle is x degrees. The perimeter of the major sector is 3 times of the perimeter of the minor sector. Show that. Okay. Perimeter of the minor sector. So it will be the sum of two radii. So it will be 2r plus length of this arc, a smaller arc. So it will be x over 360 times 2 pi r is equal to it's actually the larger one is 3 times, so it is the minor one, so 3 times. And now I write the larger one. For the larger one, again you have 2r plus, now this angle is 360 minus x over 360 times 2 pi, radius is the same. So it is perimeter of the larger sector 3 times of the perimeter of the minor sector. Now, so I expand it, so 3 times 2r will become 6r plus 3x over 360 times 2 pi r is equal to 2r plus, now I expand this, it will become 360 over 360, which is 1, 2 pi r, then minus x over 360, 2 pi r. Once 2 pi r is multiplied by 360, once times x. So for the first one, 360 and 360 cancel out each other. Now, here, these two are like terms, actually they are the same denominator. I transfer to one side, it will become 4x over 360 times 2 pi r, then is equal to 2r plus 6 minus 6r, which is negative 4r plus 2 pi r. Now we should simplify so that it gives you this fraction. Actually, x is to be found. Now all terms have r, so you can cancel r. So it will become 8x over 360, 8 pi x, then is equal to 2 pi minus 4. So I multiply in order to make x the subject, 2 pi minus 4 times 360 divided by 8 pi. Now 360 divided by 8, it is divisible. 360 divided by 8, so this is 45, this is 1. Then actually here you have 90, so now, so it is divided by actually 4, divide by 4, which is 90 divided by 4, 2. Then you can factor 2 here, pi minus 2, 90 over 2 pi. 2 cancel out, so x will become pi minus 2 over pi times 90 degree. Now it is exactly what was asked in the question. Question number 11, it says magnitude of a vector is 205 over 2, 9m and 4m. Find two possible values for m. We know that Pythagoras theorem is used in order to find the length of a vector. So it will become 9m squared plus 40m. S squared is 205 over 2. Then, in order to get rid of radical, so write S squared first inside, it will become 81m squared plus 1600m squared is equal to 205 over 2 S squared. So it will become 1681m squared is equal to 205 over 2 S squared. So m will be equal to positive, negative, actually square root of now 205 over 2 S squared divided by 1681, which will be giving you negative 2.5 and positive 2.5. Now for part B, it says OABC is a parallelogram. OA is A, OC is C, P is the point on CB such that CP to PB is 3 to 1. So CP is 3 parts, PB 1 part. It says find in terms of A and or C in their simplest form. AC. AC is this vector. Now, so AC, I start from A, so I move in this direction, which becomes negative A, and then plus C. From A to C, this is the path A is implemented. Then CP. So CP is 3 out of 4 of A, because it's 3 parts out of 4 parts, and A is the whole vector A. Then it says OP. Now join them. OP, you can say OP is equal to OC plus CP. So OC is C and CP is 3 over 4A. So the answer is 3 C plus 3 over 4A. Last part, it says OP and AB are extended to meet at Q. OP and AB. OP and AB. Okay, let me extend them. AB now here. Let me extend. Okay, they meet. Here is Q. Here is point Q. It says find the position vector of Q. Guys, as C is a parallelogram, CB is parallel to CA. So PB is parallel to OA. Now, let me write here, PB is parallel to OA. So it is 1 part out of 4 parts. So PB, we know that PB to OA is equal to 1 to 4. So then the ratio of, here for example I write Q, we are looking for the position vector of Q. Okay, we are looking for vector OQ. So OQ can be written as OA plus AQ. But AQ contains AB, which is C, and BQ. We know that BQ to actually AQ Um, sorry, it doesn't work actually. BQ to AQ. We need to have BQ. So let me write it. BQ to AQ will be equal to the ratio of its, these two triangles are similar, triangle BQP and AOAQ. So these two lines are parallel, so triangles are actually proportional on sides. So we can write that the ratio of BQ to AQ is the ratio of PB to OA, which is again 1 over 4. But um, instead of AQ, I write BQ over AQ. Instead of AQ, I write AB plus BQ. AB plus BQ is 1 over 4. If I do cross multiplication, 4BQ is equal to AB plus BQ. Then I transfer, so BQ, 3BQ will be AB, so we can write it is 1/3 of AB. So AB was C, so it is 1/3 of C. Now I think it is solved. Now, so instead of OQ can be which can be written as OA plus AQ, OA plus AQ, which is OA is A and AQ is AB, which is C, plus BQ, which is 1/3 of C. So overall will become 4 over 3 C. The answer is A plus 4 over 3 C. It is the answer to the last part of this paper. Wish you all the best. Thanks for watching this video.